this integrity thing is important. It makes a difference. It is a part of us that lasts. It gives us this long-term satisfaction without looking back or thinking we cheated somebody. So. Hi, Dr. Dan here with some wisdom for the week, and I guide students to be smart about higher education and live a life that matters. Now, this is the 4th video on core values in a 5-part series, and the title today is Integrity is a Priority. So I want to tell you a story about a young man that ended up getting, early in his career, got this dream job of traveling around the world where you stay in the finest hotels, eat the best exquisite cuisine, and get to experience other cultures. And so this was the dream job. So, and ideally, it was also with older men that could train him and show him the ropes and guide him and give him some guidance. So there was these expenses involved. There was receipts on everything, but except for the meals. The meals had a per diem. That means there was an expense, topped off expense each day. You could go up to that amount. If you spent over that amount, you had to purchase, pay out of your own pocket, but you never did. It was always high. It was much more than you needed to spend. So I got pulled over by all these guys that said, hey, you know what? We like to pocket the extra money, a little bit extra money. So this is what we're charging. We're writing down our expense accounts for the meals, but that's not really what we spend. But that's what we want you to do too. So I said, okay, instead of ruffling the feathers, I wanted to conform. I was new, I was young. I thought, oh, I better conform to these guys. I don't want to ruffle any feathers. So I did that, but eventually I got called into the manager's office. And he looks me in the eye and he says, and by the way, I just blew that. I was supposed to be talking about a young man, but it was me. So in any event, he looks me in the eye and he says, are you really charging that much for the meals? And I had to decide right there whether I was going to maintain my integrity or not, and continue the lie or stop it right there. And I said, no, I don't spend that much. And so he looked at me and he said, you don't have to do what they're doing. He was a good manager in the sense that he could have fired me because I'm cheating. But he said, you don't have to do what they do. Don't do what they do. Report what you're actually spending, and that's what you need to do. So I learned right from that point to maintain my integrity. Those guys weren't caring about my integrity. They're caring about their individual lives. And they were nice guys. They were good guys. It's not a put down to the guys. But they lost their integrity over a few bucks each week. And it really wasn't that much that you could gain from that. So, I mean, it could add up over the years, but it wasn't worth losing my integrity. So integrity is simple. It's really simple. It was a simple matter of reporting what you actually spent on the meals, but it wasn't easy in that instance. There was another example where I was supervising a group of troubled teenage boys. We did these weekend trips, and I had my staff take them to Washington, D.C. About halfway down, there was this campground that we would stay at, and there was a ranger there. And it was a very nice campground. It was very convenient. It was the right price. It had nice facilities, and so it was perfect for this trip that we had, and there wasn't anything else close by, so it was really a good place to go. Well, it ends up the camp got vandalized. The ranger comes to my staff in the next morning that they were there, and he says, the camp got vandalized. Did you know anything about it? My staff honestly looked at him and said, no, we have no idea. We were here all night. We were with the boys, and nothing happened. Well, my staff finds out on the drive back home after they leave the camp that one of the boys confesses and says, yeah, we were up in the middle of the night. We went and vandalized some cars, stole some stuff, did some wrong things. So my staff calls me up and says, what should we do? And I said, call the ranger and let him know we were the ones that did it. So that was at the risk that we would never be able to camp there again. And sure enough, that's what happened. They punished us for being honest. And so, and it wasn't actually the ranger. The ranger appreciated our integrity, but it was board members that didn't know us and weren't willing to give us another chance. So there was a price to pay for maintaining integrity. And that does happen. But the long-term benefit of looking the boys in the eyes and especially those boys that are on that weekend, saw that we did the right thing. And it lasted into the future when I could look any teenage boy that came through our program, look them in the eye and said, we do not lie here. We maintain our integrity, and I have never lied to you, and I will not lie to the boys in this program. That has this long-term value, and I wasn't living a lie for years afterwards because I maintained my integrity then. So there's some examples on TV about integrity. So one of the examples on reality TV would be Survivor. Now Survivor, I used to like watching that when it first started out because I thought it was cool, go to this island, and it was all about survival and teamwork and that kind of stuff. But it ends up, it's kind of a conniving, backstabbing, cheating, do everything you can to scratch and claw to the top to win this $1 million. So you could give up, you do anything to get this $1 million. And some people sell their soul to get the $1 million. And the irony is, the members that got eliminated through the conniving, backstabbing, and cheating, they end up being the ones to vote for the finalist. And so it ends up that the one that had some kind of integrity or even maintained a little bit of honesty and was right with the other participants, they win because the participants like them and they vote them in. And every once in a while, I think a scuzzball gets in there, but by and large, the irony is integrity wins in the end, but these people sell their souls to get there. And for years to come, they probably have people recognizing them and saying, you're the butthead on Survivor. The opposite of that would be the show called, Undercover Boss. So it's Undercover Boss. So an executive, a CEO, dresses up and gets made over to not look like themselves because many people in companies, they have big pictures of the CEO right there in their offices or at their franchises throughout the world. So this boss has to get a disguise. So the boss gets a disguise, goes into the organization, and is either a new hire or somebody just like some intern just checking out the organization. So the people do not know that they are the boss. So the boss goes in there and they get touched by the integrity, by the commitment and the hardships that the people that they have working for them and that count on them to earn a living, that they are so impressed with that. And they reward them greatly at the end of the program. And the people that were maintaining integrity when nobody was looking, they didn't know that that was the boss, but they still did the right thing, no matter what, whether they knew it was the CEO or whether it was just some new employee coming in. And they were nice, and those people got rewarded, and most of those people get advances in the company because of doing the right thing. And they didn't do the right thing to get the advances. They did the right thing because they maintained their integrity. And so that's the kind of thing that you want to be looking at. This integrity thing is important. It makes a difference. It is a part of us that lasts. It gives us this long-term satisfaction without looking back or thinking we cheated somebody. So your word is and part of integrity is honesty. And so your word is the only thing that you can both give and keep at the same time. So I encourage you to be honest, maintain your integrity, be trustworthy in a little thing, and you'll be handed responsibility for bigger things if you can be trusted in smaller things. So the conclusion of this would be that integrity is not only a priority, but it's a necessity that cultivates authenticity and authority. I had authority when I could look the boys in my program in the eye and say, I've never lied to you, and I've always tried to do the right thing in this program with you to be an example to you. So those kind of things are just really cool. So if you thought this video was beneficial, please like it, share it, send it to your friends, email it to your friends, and put some comments below. Tell me what your struggles are with integrity. There's some circumstances that just, I could tell you a bunch of stories where it's just not convenient to tell the truth or to maintain your integrity. It's a lot more convenient and seemingly, the right thing to do in a moment. But I can maintain, I got a challenge that I would kind of help you with that, and I can give you some alternatives on that. So please do put your comments down there and let me know what your struggles are with maintaining your integrity and telling the truth and being honest. So this is Dr. Dan, and I'm encouraging you Integrity is a priority. So know where you're going in life. Become the person you were destined to be and make a difference in the world.